Hello everyone, my name is Tom and I'd like to welcome you to our introductory course to Healthy Money Habits for Debt-Free Living. My name is Tom Beeson and I'm going to be your simplified living coach and presenter for this course. Now, part of the World Dominator Academy courses, we have four very important pillars, okay? At the foundation of it, at the bottom of that, we have our spiritual beliefs, we have our spiritual values and principles, and that is the foundation of pretty much everything that we do. And then we have our home life, going in that circle, kind of backwards. Home and family, and this is where we spend part of our time. And part of that home life also has to do, is connected to our finances and building our wealth. But a very important part of that also is our career, our work life as well. So those four are all tied together, and that forms the foundation. What we're going to be talking about in this course is our finances and our wealth building. Okay, this is the financial pillar of that. So what does it mean to be the master of the world around you? If you want to be a world dominator, if you want to dominate your world, well, first of all, you're not going to be controlling 7+ billion people, right? Okay. Nor are you going to own the continent of Australia, unless the guys in Australia would like to be owned by somebody, but I don't think so. So what does it mean to dominate specifically related to your money and towards your finances? Well, we talk about habits. And Errol Flynn wrote a great quote saying, "My problem lies in reconciling my gross habits with my net income." So one of my problems is that I had a lot of gross habits. And my net income was almost like zero, because basically what was happening was I would watch my money fly through my checking account and never really built up a balance, a significant balance. One of the issues is, what it means is that there were things that I had no control, or I took no control. There were some things that I would under control, that I would not take responsibility for or be accountable for. And there were things I went crazy and I tried to over control them, and it was just a big train wreck. I ended up being the world's biggest mess. I'm telling you, you may think that you're the world's biggest mess. You may disagree with me, but believe me, I became a mess. Has this really ever happened to you? I mean, have you ever experienced that? My creditors took control of my life. My creditors basically were calling me, and all my worrying and all my thoughts were, how am I going to start paying all these credit cards? Because you see, what I had done was I had amassed lots of credit cards, and I was basically denying myself nothing, more instant gratification. I would have a nice car, nice house, nice everything, nice clothes, and I financed it all. I put it all on credit cards. I put it on debts. Then I started doing loans. What happens with loans and all? Well, after a while, I had $72,000. That does not include my mortgage. My mortgage was on top of that, okay? But $72,000 in just debt and loans and bank loans and car loans alone. And as you see here, I created a tsunami. This great big wave following my little boat in the sea. I was trying to outrun it, and it was going to engulf me. I tell you, those calls from those credit card companies, they were really no fun. Well, in addition to that, I had a lot of well-meaning people in my life. And they were parents, they were brothers, sisters, they were good friends, family friends, people that I respected. Some of them are even financial advisors. And they were all giving me advice. Well, go get this loan, or go take out this credit card, or watch your spending. Well, Tom, you got to go on a diet. Okay, don't eat out as much, or only eat out at these restaurants. They give you discounts. Oh, you'll get points. You'll get rewards from this credit card. Go for the rewards. Okay, cash back. And next thing you know, there I was, paycheck to paycheck living. because you see, all my money was going to paying off that debt. Now, 8 out of 10 people, 8 out of 10 families live paycheck to paycheck. You get a paycheck in and it immediately goes right out. And you never get to visit your money. You know, you wish you could be at the bank when the money came in just to wave to it as it goes bye-bye. Well, I understood this. Well, after doing a whole bunch of research and finding some people and discovering, because I was miserable and I said, I've got to do something different. And I discovered that there were very important money concepts not being taught anywhere. Well, they're being taught and they're not being put together. And these were not being done in a consumer fashion. They weren't even being done in a business sense. A lot of small business, and I'm a small business owner, I had to kind of figure out, and I discovered that a lot of these principles were just as effective or more effective in owning a small business than in my personal life. So if I didn't have my personal life together, I wasn't going to have my small business together. And so I began to realize that if I had $1,000 or if I had $1 million, it didn't matter. A train wreck is a train wreck. It's just the size of the wreck. That's all, you know. So really, I had to learn to spend like $100. If I could learn how to spend $100, I was going to be way ahead. Well, first, one of the important concepts that I learned, oh, by the way, look out, it's a foe. I told you we're going to be showing you friends, foes, and minions. So here's a foe alert right here. Your foe is going to be that debt consolidation loan, okay? You cannot loan your way out of debt. You cannot pay MasterCard with Visa and start shifting everything around. I have a Target card. Well, that's great. You know, I run out of groceries. Target sells groceries, okay? But the problem is that pretty soon I'm paying interest on a whole bunch of groceries that I bought. I'm paying interest on some steak dinners, some nice dinners at really nice restaurants, because I would love to go to restaurants. I love eating out. That McDonald's hamburger doesn't taste nearly as good when it's financed, okay? So be careful, because if you start thinking about things like vacations, and all the things, and you say, well, I'm going to do this now and I can pay for it later. Well, what does later mean? Well, if you think about it, later can mean years later, okay? When do you want to take a vacation next? Would you like to take a vacation in next year, year after that? Hold on, you got to pay that old vacation off first, okay? And if you're 6, 7, 8 years between vacations because you're paying off the old one, that is no fun. You're going to be a very worn out person. And so you end up being like me and many of my clients. I also have a lot of clients that do this, where you seem like you're trying to get out of the hole that you're in, because I started digging that hole and it got deeper and deeper and deeper. And there I was digging and putting more dirt in that hole. And the next thing you know, I'm in a really deep hole and I couldn't even get the dirt out. Well, some of us have a solution, you know. Hey, let's go starve ourselves to death. We're going to eat beans and rice and we're going to go really hungry. Believe me, I could use a few less cookies and ice cream, okay? I know that firsthand. But you don't want your financial diet to become your regular diet. So, what is the answer to all this? What are we going to do? What kind of system are we going to follow? What outcome are we going to have? And what results are we going to get from that? Okay? Well, first of all, I'd like to tell you that the first thing we're going to do in this series is we're going to ask ourselves if what we're doing today is getting us any closer to where we want to be tomorrow. Okay? Ask yourself that question. Do you need a change in your life? Because maybe, and perhaps yes, you do. Obviously, if you want to be in this course. Now, if you don't need to change anything, if what you're doing today is going to get you to tomorrow, then this course isn't going to do you that much good, okay? I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. But if you're like I am, I constantly have to be going through this. I constantly have to remind myself to do those good money habits because I don't want to slip back into the bad habits that I used to do. So one of the first things I learned to do was how to save. I was spend, 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 but until I took my budget and I turned it upside down and I put saving a priority, even just a few dollars. If I took $5 or $10 or $20 and I put it in a coffee can and I put it in a garage, okay, and I didn't touch it, and pretty soon, I would start having to accumulate a little bit of money, and that wasn't bad, but I made savings a priority. Okay, the other thing that I had to learn was the B word, budget. Now, I'm going to teach you something here, and this is very important because in one of the lessons you're just about to take here, just a couple of lessons later, I'm going to explain to you the difference between a budget and a spending plan. Now, this is very important. Small business owners, if you're an entrepreneur or if you're someone, pay attention to this. Because you see, a spending plan is something different than a budget. And we try to budget. What we do is we take a piece of paper or an Excel spreadsheet. I've got an Excel spreadsheet. It's sitting over here hanging on my wall, and it projects my income and projects my expenses and projects all the things that I want to do. And it's a great budget. But I look at that piece of paper, and basically it seems like it's just one big fantasy to me. But then when I actually do this exercise of the spending plan, that's where I prioritize. Very, very different. Totally different mindset, totally different thinking. And so basically what I do is I say, okay, when this money comes in, I get this money and I purpose that money. Every dollar is purposed to something over here. So if I have shortfalls, if I have customers that haven't paid their bill or somebody like that, then I know exactly what to pay and what not to pay and what to back off from, okay? Same thing in our home budget. It's the exact same thing in our home budget. And so we put things like our basic necessities first. We always make sure we have our mortgage paid. We always make sure that we have food. And you may be renting too, by the way. You want to make either rent or mortgage. I want to make sure that I have clothing. I want to make sure that I have gas in my car. Even if I have to dip into that coffee can out in the garage to make sure that I have gas. At least I've got something, okay? I want you to know that there's a change happening in our society and in our lives. There's a lot of people out there who relate to money more effectively with a new mindset when it comes to managing our personal wealth. So we have to start thinking of it in terms of not expenses, but wealth building. We have to think of it in terms of, what am I going to get out of this? What am I going to have at the end of the day? Have I saved for retirement? These are concepts and these are things that you're probably like, they put a knot in the pit of your stomach because you see where you are right now. Some of you see where you are right now and you're not very comfortable. Others, you look at where you are right now and you're okay. Everybody's at a different point in this journey. But the thing is that it is a journey. So I want you to ask yourself this question. What change will you make in reference to where you are now? Are you ready to make some changes? Because this course is going to help you make those changes. We're going to explore some concepts. We're going to explore things. We're going to look at a lot of stuff. And what change are you willing to make? Now, you may just reject it all. You may get through the first few lessons and say, this is not at all for me. Okay, that's fine. This is not for everybody. On the other hand, though, I want you to understand that a lot of people have been through this. So in this course, we're going to examine the following. The very first thing we're going to do is gather some information, and that's very important. We're going to learn about the meaning of that information, too, as we go along. So information gathering, get ready to do some research, get ready to do some work here, okay? You have the opportunity to get yourself out. You're not digging that hole, I promise you. What you are doing is being informed about how deep the hole is, and we need to find that out. The second thing we're going to learn is how to set a priority, especially priority for healthy spending control. Okay, so you're going to prioritize, and this is something we call delayed gratification. Now, there's instant gratification, delayed gratification. An internal locus of control, by the way, is someone who might delay that gratification. And we're not saying no, we're just simply saying, I'm going to wait and put that off for a little while longer. Well, we do that by learning how to make an easy, meaningful plan. Now, once you've got an easy, meaningful plan, then it's real easy to delay that gratification. And it's real easy to say, okay, here I go with this. You know, you get a spending budget for each paycheck. We give every dollar a place to be. We give every dollar a purpose, okay? And we do this for each month. We do it month by month because every month is different. Hey, I got a secret. Don't tell anyone. Christmas is in December. Yeah, it sneaks up on you. So do birthdays. Oh my gosh, birthdays. I just had one. Oh boy, here we go. Wait, no, I'm about to have one. Hey, how about that? Okay. Anyway, you see where it goes? See what happens? You get rid of one birthday, here comes the next, okay? I'm telling you, you need to make a plan for every month because every month is different. Well, finally, we're going to put our plan into action. We're going to live by our plan until the month ends. So we live by that plan, and it's very important that you understand that a plan that is written on a piece of paper is nothing until you actually do it in real life, okay? So with this in mind, one of the most important things that I have discovered, and through my clients, I've had a lot of married couples who have come to my office, and a lot of married couples who never really knew how to talk to each other about finances. When you mention marriage and money, that's one of the most difficult things. I've had married couples sitting across the desk from me who were on the verge of bankruptcy and divorce, okay? And we had to help them turn it around. Well, there's no reason for that to happen. Absolutely no reason, because if you start doing these money habits, and if you start understanding that spending plan, we take the emotions out of it. We take the fight out of that. Now we have fun. Not only that, but now we have a way to actually meaningfully talk to our children. Now, the children may not understand things, okay? They're going like, well, what's going to happen? You can actually teach your children some things. And if your children are young adults, like my children are all grown up and there's young adults and I've got a grandchild, well, basically what you can do is you can actually have meaningful conversations even in their teenage and young adult years. Involve them in that budget process. They need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, folks, you're about to embark on a journey like no other. If this is the first time or the 50th time you've been through this program or a program similar to this, because there's a lot of those programs out there, if you've been coached on your finances, you are on a journey, and it is my honor and my pleasure to be your guide. I am delighted to help you. You can do it. I know you can do it. Thousands of other people have done this. You are not alone. It's amazing how many people have gone through programs like this or programs similar to this. And really, I want to leave you with this one thought. The road to success is taken when you refuse to be captive of the environment in which you find yourself. Okay? So if you're being held captive of where you are now, or you're kind of stuck, or things aren't working quite right, well, they're sort of working, and you're not that bad off, but you're still thinking they're going, my job could be better. Yeah, I really kind of need to get my spending under control, but worse than that, I'm not living. You know, what's the point of making money if you can't live life? What's the point of going through all these exercises if we don't get some pleasure, some enjoyment, if we don't get some satisfaction, if we don't get joy out of this, okay? I'm going to bring back to you hope. I'm going to bring back to your life some joy. I want you to have a little fun with this along the way, which, by the way, is why it's part of our World Dominators Academy. Because World Dominators, I'm telling you, we have a blast. We have fun. And we understand that when we send those minions out, they're going to serve us very well. So are you ready? Are you set? Let's go. Let's explore the world around you. My name is Tom, and our next lesson is going to be Dream a Little Dream. And I want you to dream some dreams with me. So I thank you for being here. It is my honor to be your coach and present these lessons to you, and I will see you in the next lesson. Oh, P.S. I almost forgot. I would like you to put your first name only, and where you're from in the comment section below. I want you to let us know where you are, and let us know that you're taking this course. We don't always know that, but we'd like to be able to reach out to you. Also, don't forget, watch your email, because from time to time I do put out some live sessions of this course, and not only that, but some special workshops and some special coaching programs, group coaching programs, where you sit with other people and we help you along the way. So anything that I can do personally to help you, feel free to reach out. If you feel like you need more personalized, you can go back to the courses and you can sign up for some laser focused individual coaching. Okay, laser coaching is very important for some people. They've got a problem and they want to knock it out of the ballpark, and I will help you do that. Thank you, and I'll see you again in the next lesson.